Yo, what's up everybody? Today, we're diving deep into a story about equality, opportunity, and the fight for a fair shot. We're talking about the quota reform movement in Bangladesh, a movement that shook the nation to its core. Imagine a country where your access to education and government jobs is determined by your birth, not your brains. That was the reality in Bangladesh for decades thanks to a system called quotas. This system, designed to uplift marginalized communities, ended up creating a whole new set of problems. The quota reform movement wasn't just about numbers on a page. It was about the hopes and dreams of an entire generation. It was about the frustration of talented young people denied opportunities because of a system that seemed rigged against them. So buckle up as we unpack this complex and crucial chapter in Bangladesh's history. Let's go.
To understand the quota reform movement, we got to rewind back to 1971. Bangladesh had just won its independence from Pakistan after a brutal war. The new nation was born out of struggle, with a commitment to equality and justice for all. But here's the thing. Decades of oppression under Pakistani rule had left many communities in Bangladesh marginalized and disadvantaged. To address this historical imbalance, the government introduced a quota system in 1972. The idea was simple: reserve a certain percentage of government jobs and educational opportunities for people from these historically disadvantaged groups. This included people from marginalized ethnicities, religions, and women. On paper, it seemed like a good idea, a way to level the playing field. But as we'll see, good intentions don't always lead to good outcomes.
Fast forward a few decades, and the quota system, once seen as a tool for equality, became a source of major controversy. What started as a temporary measure to uplift marginalized communities morphed into a rigid system. Critics argued it was no longer serving its original purpose, creating new forms of inequality. Students from general backgrounds felt punished for their merit. They saw peers getting opportunities due to quotas, not qualifications. Resentment grew, setting the stage for a major showdown.
Section 4. Students rise up from classrooms to the streets. The year was 2007. The place Bangladesh, a nation on the cusp of change. Students, the future of the nation, had had enough. They were tired of a system that they felt was holding them back. They demanded a complete overhaul of the quota system. And so the quota reform movement was born. It started with whispers in university corridors, then exploded into a roar that echoed across the nation. Students from all walks of life, united by a shared sense of injustice, took to the streets, demanding their voices be heard. They organized rallies, staged demonstrations, and boycotted classes. Their message was clear: merit, not quotas, should be the determining factor for opportunities. The movement quickly gained momentum, capturing the attention of the entire nation.
Section 5. A nation on edge. When peaceful protests turned violent, the government, caught off guard by the scale and intensity of the protests, initially responded with a heavy hand. They tried to quell the demonstrations, imposing curfews and deploying riot police. But the students refused to back down. They stood their ground, demanding justice and equality. As tensions escalated, the protests, initially peaceful, took a violent turn. Clashes erupted between students and law enforcement. Campuses turned into battlegrounds. The situation spiraled out of control, plunging the nation into chaos. The world watched with bated breath as Bangladesh, a nation known for its resilience, teetered on the brink. The violence and unrest sent shockwaves through Bangladeshi society. It was a stark reminder of the urgent need to address the root causes of the protests and find a peaceful resolution.
Section 6. The verdict. A turning point in Bangladesh's history. The unrest forced the government to take the students' demands seriously. The issue landed in the Supreme Court of Bangladesh. After months, the court issued a landmark verdict. They ruled in favor of the students, declaring the quota system unconstitutional. The verdict was a watershed moment in Bangladesh's history. It was a victory for the students who fought for a fairer system.